YouTube, what's going on? We're going to look at a couple old Hot Wheels. Just seems like yesterday. I remember seeing these at the store. Back then, didn't really think about it twice. I should have really looked at it closer. I wasn't into the small cars. We're talking about 1999, 98, 2000. These cars were put on the shelves. And they were out for a while. I haven't really found too much written about it, but other people have talked about this series from Hot Wheels. 100% Hot Wheels. Pretty cool stuff. I started seeing them secondhand sellers, flea market, whatever. But I got into it. And actually, they get a lot of bang for your buck. They really tried doing premium stuff their own way. They actually have never really handled too many of these. So these are a couple I came across for a good deal. And we'll take a look at them. We'll probably open the Caddy first because it's the earliest. This one's copyright 2000. And this one's from '02. And this one's really cool. I love these cars. It's one of Foose's, signature builds. And then old school Barris car. And a la carte's awesome. It's a kit. Very famous in the 60s. So, really cool car. So I'm glad to get this out. These are supposed to be true 1/64 scale. And all the good details that we like on the modern cars. So I resisted opening these. I've had these for a number of years. And I looked up values because I want to buy some more of these. And I haven't had a lot of time to go out there and venture around and dig them out from whatever holes they're hiding in. But eBay is a decent market for these. They're not too crazy. There's a few that go really high. But that's with most castings. But there's a large subject material, a lot of muscle cars, a lot of 50s, a lot of customs. So you'll see. Take a little search. eBay is probably the quickest way to get a bunch of them. Get a feel for how much they cost. They're not crazy by any means. But let's actually look at this. This will be our first time for me opening one of these packages. I have the nerve to do it now because I've committed these to the collection, and I thought it would be fun to do this on video to see what I come up with. So we'll have the camera back a little bit. And I do play with Hot Wheels a lot. I got a lot of customs. I find these are fun to do because you usually don't have to paint them. So here's the new casting from Hot Wheels, the Delta. Cool car. So I threw some rims on it. And then I got my 500E that I did up. So these are just fun to play with, these cars. Like, this script was cool. I left this on. This was part of the deco. Right there, the HF. So this is a great car. A lot of power. We're going to talk about this one later. Anyway, let's get on to the show here. So we got a standard package. It's got a lot of stuff going on, though. These are probably about $10. How much were these back then? Maybe more? Maybe they were more than that? In that range. So we're talking about late 90s, early 2000s money. But they were trying to do the auto world thing. It's like, here this car is. There's a subject material. This is why we think it's cool. They do their little touch to it. So this is like a modified 59 Caddy. We'll look at this car real quick. So we have our opening tools. So we'll probably need this, maybe. Definitely going to use this to save the package. And this to cut the wires. I feel it's better to cut the wires and get the car out easily than it is to try to unwrap them. So this will have, let's get this up a little bit. This will have just the normal seal. So we do know that this is supposed to be brand new from the factory this way. So let's see if it's like that. Alright. So this is just kind of like a standard box. This will probably be, yeah. So it's got glue. So you probably want to just relax with this one a little bit. This is old glue. So you could probably cut it off on the edges and just open it up like that. Not even rip it, but we'll just rip it. I think what we're going to keep on this box is the acrylic case that they promote. So we get some interesting packaging. It's probably, look at this. So maybe this 90 day is gone. Do they have a website on this? Were they even doing websites? It's interesting. Nowadays it would be a website. So this is supposed to be 2000. Send all correspondence or call them. They don't do that anymore. What's this? Can I buy more vehicles? Please complete and you'll be put on a file. We're going to put it on the punch cards. So that's cool. Self-addressed? Or oh, no, they make you pay for a stamp. They're not that wealthy. Who is owning? I guess this is Tyco, right? Was this Mattel still? I can't remember. Someone can tell me. As you can see in this, though, too, if we look at that, obviously the rubber band is disintegrated. This is kind of tight in there. I don't want to pull it out. Let's see. I have to open up this side. Obviously, if this video runs long, we'll know to fast forward. So what I'm going to do is just slice this so I don't have to fight the glue. This will probably just open better. Yeah, see? That's what I was talking about. Let's see if this will loosen up now. Yeah, it will. Alright, I guess they really pack it tight. Hold on a sec. Get you up a little bit. You're starting to face down. Pull your head up. There you go. Okay. What do we got? So, it's a good thing we got our little scalpel here. So we got tape. So let's release the tape this way so we don't have to ruin the package. You could always, if you take their tape off, you could always get the car back in. There it is. So it does have screws. Let's just see if we can pull off the acrylic first. See if it's a nightmare. No, we're good. Yeah, things you're gonna want to push. So this is a Phillips. It probably needs. Yeah. There we go. Let's see if this will help. These are almost like the M2 cases. There we go. So what I did was, it probably left. If you pull out straight, you probably can get it, but this is thick enough, but you gotta be careful. You can crack this. So what happens is you'll. Did I do it? Let's see before. No, it doesn't look like I did. But you want to be careful and kind of get that. It's having a hard time because it's clear. Hold on. Let's see if we can do this. Wants to get on that Caddy back there. So, well, you get what I'm saying. There's a lip there. And you definitely don't want to get caught on that. So let's look at the car. 59 Cadillac, what a subject. It's supposed to have an opening hood. Really, or like a rosy paint. That's what the other thing that you can't convey through that acrylic is they like their paint jobs. I'm going to have to use some alcohol, some rubbing alcohol on this. This is all disintegrated and smashed on there. It's probably good that I took it out by this point. Didn't have any sun damage, which is good. These can yellow, especially this. So I try to keep, if you have a collection, I keep the blinds drawn when I'm not in the room, because even some sunlight can get through and damage. So let's take it off. I mean, come on. That's what we're here for. The car is gonna be proudly part of the collection, and compared to M2 Auto World, we'll see the differences in a minute, but I feel like these are almost built like the Ertl Prestige line, the 1/64th cars. Those cars are from like the 90s, and they're a little bit earlier than this, but they had the same premise, and you'll see some of the repops with the Racing Champion stuff. We'll probably get some of those. My next Auto World cars we'll do that with, but metal base, riveted base, metal though. And big thick axles. Supposed to have side exit exhaust. Pretty cool. White interior, white walls. It's hard to tell what kind of wheels these are, but it's like a tri-spoke. Yellow headlights. Wonder if they yellowed. Paint job's nice though, as you can see. Heavy flake. Car rolls good. Of course, we'll have to get that goo off. It's definitely sticky still. So definitely better displayed than that beautiful bubble top that they had. That beautiful roof line that General Motors did with this glass. They always said this glass is a huge innovation. It's pretty difficult. Awesome. 59 Caddy probably would have had. They had a big engine. I mean, I can't remember if it was in the 400s. I think it was the 3 something. Upper 3s in cubic inch. And it was big, heavy duty. Real heavy duty car. Tail lights real quick. Yeah. So I guess when I was looking, I kind of saw eBay as my guide on this one just because I was kind of on the collector database and I couldn't find like where they would have this series. A lot of stuff was coming up there. So they did reproduce this in a few different series. Sometimes they do single vehicles. Sometimes they'd have 3 or 2. Sometimes it would be like a truck and trailer set. Sometimes it'd be a truck trailer and like a race car. They played with the theme a lot. So these are cool. There's one that I'll probably try to go after that I really want. It's the Hummer H2 wagon, or the H1 wagon. So the old school civilian Hummer that they did from the military. And the Toyota Baja truck. That's a really cool thing. That's becoming very, very hard to find. And there's a couple of sets that are decent, so the gavel might go in my favor on those, hopefully. Here's your information, as you can see up here. So very old. I mean, really, I don't feel like this is that old, but time has marched on, I guess. So there it is. So we looked at Caddy. I think I'm going to open another box like that if it's going to give us trouble. I mean, good Lord. Okay. Let's see what's in the America's Most Beautiful Roadster set. So we got a Chip Foose car and a George Barris. Let's take a look. Look at that background. Just like you're back in the 60s. Same type of deal. Of course, it's this way. Let's see if this is more forgiving. I guess we can look at the box too. We'll do it now. Screenshot your information there. I mean, they spent a lot of money on packaging. All the box, the whole thing is all color. So some of these are almost like this one, like where it is like a theme. So it's kind of like a special thing. So it's so random. And so they talk about hot rods, and this is one of the older school awards that they do. Yeah, 52 years, and that was back then, so it's probably, it's 20 more years, I guess, right? They talk about it twice or once? Oh, yeah, so here's that. Okay, so let's get the cars out of here. We all want to see the cars. I do, too. I said years. I've had these vehicles for years. And I'm happy to take them out, finally. I think I've made peace with it. These are cool. A lot of people do have these in the box. That's what's so funny. You can find these online. Tons of them boxed. Just like this. I think everybody had the same sentiment. I mean, you buy this thing. It's probably expensive. That's what I say. Alright, let's take this out. So, a little bit tight. A little bit tight. Let's see. Backing. It's probably better this way. I like to pull packages out like this, so I'm not ripping everything out. Plus, it's got cool backgrounds. It's got that background that comes in the case. It's got these like posters. So these make cool background posters. They're to scale, so you might as well use it. So here's our tabs, and this is this. So instead of, because that's done, I think, on a machine. Look at that. Look how much that's tight. Just do this here. This will probably help a little bit. But we'll get to that in a minute. Let's just do this. Let's see if this will come off. Yeah. So I squeezed a little bit. Yeah, this background's sweet. So I guess I'll probably keep this to put the cars in when I'm done with them. This will look good. I mean, the other one, it's not right. Cadillac's not like that crazy special, I don't think, so. For me to have. But these are cool because it'll keep them where I need to know where they are. There's that one. And really, I'll probably just do it here. Do it this way. There we go. So I just snapped it, got the truck out with no fanfare. You want to make sure you're not pulling on these cars whatsoever. So if you can take the packaging away from them with a snip or a blade, try it. So I was very happy to see this. These are made very well. Look at that. This has been in the package for a very long time. And I was glad it wasn't exposed to heavy sunlight or anything. So it's got the pearlescent paint. It's got the chrome rim. I mean, everything's there. Look at that. So the fidelity of this, not too thick. So it could have been done to a high degree. Even back then, the technology was there. I wonder if it was the price for these cars. Wow, look at that. So this casting really wasn't from the mainline stuff. The other thing too is they made these beautiful casts. You know, and they used them, you know, with a few cars. Some of them were 1 or 2 times, and that was the end of it. And they're just awesome casts. There's a XJ13 Jag that I want to go after, and there's some cool stuff. So I want to pick them up now before they catch on. I think these are great for a collector like me that likes to take the cars out for a stroll. This is great, and this is an iconic car for me. I love this car. One of the old school true hot rods. This is like a rock star one, like a guy that's a legend. And then we got the new school, you know, when Chip was early on. He was building cars for a long time even then, but still. Look at this. It's got even the... Yeah, it's got the body stripe and the taillight. Everything's there. They even did this as a separate cast piece on top. So, I'm a fan. So this one's rivet. This one has an early, like a more recent one compared to the package. This one has been out, and this, yeah, they made that. This probably was one of the more debut ones that they did when the 100% started. I love this. You take this apart. So everything's die-cast on this. Top, the window's a little yellow, looks like. So gotta be careful with this thing. Some problem with that plastic. Man, the details is great. Look at the tires. So they have these more like a different tread pattern on the rears. They'd use these heavier tires for street tires. They give a little bit more traction. Heavier tire. And they'd sometimes wear this part down so it was more of a slick, quote unquote. Plus you could buy tires by this point like that were styled like that, or they'd have white wall slick with like the bare minimum of tread on them. Wow, this is cool. I mean, you can see like they did the independent front suspension and the rear independent rear suspension. So these are just great cars. I mean, you can get these pretty inexpensively compared to what you're getting with the detail, I'd say. Very, very cool. And then I don't think Hot Wheels will ever do this again like this. I mean, they do this stuff now. It's like this Jeep. So they just kind of pop out these mainline type premiums, which this is cool because I like this truck. This is very fast in real life, very fast vehicle. But you know, they do this. It's always the same scale. You know, this Benz should be smaller than the Jeep, but it's not. So they're great, but they're, they're different. But this is awesome. So, we're looking at like a Caddy or something. Like, what do we got? A green light. I mean, I'd say these are even more like just good stuff. So that's what we can expect when you get some of these. I hope I mean, I know a lot of you know about this, so these vehicles, but I took them out finally, and I'm excited. So more 100% Hot Wheels coming as soon as I find them. Yeah, I think we'll do more of these. Well, this was just kind of a short one. We got more vehicles piling up, so we'll look through them very shortly. I think I do want to do the 1/43rd scale next, just to kind of mix it up. I don't like overlooking those castings. I think they're awesome. So, but these hot rod set, you can't go wrong. This is all American beauties right here. Really, really cool stuff. And then you can see how big that Cadillac is. Very big car. Yeah, that'd be fun. Well, thank you all for watching. More to come. Till next time.